Well, hello everyone. My name is Zachary O'Shea, and this is Box of Teeth. It's also Just Another Mimic Monday, so let's jump into that right now. Every Just Another Mimic Monday, I reach deep into that box of teeth and produce a homebrew mimic for all of you for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. They're usually horrific, sometimes silly, and today we have the Harp mimic. But first, and I promise this won't take very long, I know I usually do this at the end, I do have a new book, Psychopomps. It's a horror book. It's book 2. Book 1 is Grease Paint right there. I'm putting it up front because it comes out on Friday. Go ahead and go pre-order it now. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the Harp mimic. The Rundown Theater felt spooky enough, even without the rumors of ghosts that are haunting the place and attacking the living. But it's clear as you poked around that there is something of flesh and blood here, something that likes to eat and has left chewed on corpses behind. A giant spider or two perhaps, maybe a nest of ghouls. You're not quite sure yet, but you're certainly on your guard. You did, though, eventually spot the golden harp you were sent in here to find, and seeing as it was supposed to be magical, you weren't all that surprised as it started talking to you as well. The instrument was very happy to be away from this place soon, and to have folks that were willing to help it get out from all of the various issues that were going on around it. It even wanted to give you an extra reward with that bejeweled cup that's right over there that you didn't notice before. As you turned away to pick up the cup, well, the harp's mouth started to grow teeth, and its strings came apart as tentacles. This might not even get to initiative. The harp mimics can all be traced back to a single monstrosity that was adopted and raised by a bard, perhaps unsurprisingly. This bard played a less than savory circuit, and having a mimic around not only helped with the music, but also dealt with patrons that were a bit too handsy. Along the way, this bard taught the mimic how to talk and educated it on a few classics. Thus, the mimic ended up with a keener mind than most of its kin. It also learned a couple of tricks to help the bard in his various schemes as well. In the end, the bard passed away, but the mimic continued on and taught its spawn everything it knew. Thus, there are now a few of these scattered throughout the region. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Harp Mimic statistics for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. The Harp Mimic is a challenge rating 4 medium monstrosity that is neutral with an okay armor class and a decent number of hit points. It does have some skills. In addition to being immune to acid, it is also resistant to thunder damage, and can speak any language of a creature that is currently holding it. Like any other mimic, it does have shape changer, adhesive, false appearance, and grappler, but it can only change into a harp. It does have another ability of Charming Harp in object form only. It functions as a magical harp that allows a creature using it to access both the Mimic's Fool's Gold action and Inspire bonus action that we'll cover in a moment. If the creature that is using the Mimic is a bard, they gain advantage on deception and persuasion rolls against creatures with an intelligence of 10 or less. Action-wise, it does have multi-attack, so it can make 2 attacks every turn. It has a pseudopod attack and a bite attack, as well as a sonic harpoon attack that does some piercing damage and some thunder damage, and a creature it's hit by it has to make a constitution save or have its speed reduced by half and be silenced until the end of its turn. Oh, hey look, it does have one more action, which is Fool's Gold. It chooses a medium or smaller object that it can see within 30 feet and instills the illusion that this object is more valuable than it actually is. You can use this ability without breaking its false appearance. And there is that bonus action I mentioned of Inspire that it gets to use 2 times per day. It chooses a creature it sees within 30 feet that gets a d6 Bardic Inspiration die that functions exactly as a Bardic Inspiration die unless the creature is a monstrosity, in which case it rolls 2d6 and chooses the highest die. Now, a Harp Mimic is an interesting creature you can use all on its own, or with other mimics to buff them, or even perhaps an evil bard of some sort that has it on hand. I'd love to hear how you would use it in your own game down in the comments below. Of course, you can find hundreds of mimics and hundreds more horror-themed monsters, all for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. They're all perfectly free at boxofteeth.blogspot.com. If you are interested in Psychopomps or Grease Paint or the non-Dungeons & Dragons horror-related projects that I have, you can always go to www.zacharyoshea.com. Again, this comes out on Friday. Thank you for your time and your attention, and have a great week ahead of you.